Audio Jungle. Audio Jungle.
Wrinkles are lines that appear on the skin as we age, caused by factors like reduced skin elasticity and sun exposure. Genetics and lifestyle choices, such as smoking, can also influence their development. To reduce wrinkles, many people use skincare products like moisturizers and protect their skin from the sun's harmful effects. Political scholars had historically recognized the social love of the mass media. The impact of the mass media on the election and governing process has greatly increased over the last 50 years. Tomorrow, the mass media will become the central nervous system for your society and the major source of public information. A magnet is an object that attracts certain materials like iron and steel. It has two ends called poles, a north pole and a south pole. Opposite poles attract, while the same poles repel each other. Magnets are used in everyday things like fridge magnets and can also be used in technology, like electric motors. Diamonds are valuable gemstones formed deep within the earth under high pressure and temperature. They are known for their exceptional brilliance and hardness, making them the hardest natural material. Diamonds are often used in jewelry as symbols of love and status. They can be colorless or come in various colors like blue, pink, and yellow. A village is a small community or settlement in rural areas. It's usually smaller than a town or city and often characterized by close-knit relationships among residents. Villages typically have fewer amenities and services compared to urban areas but offer a simpler and more peaceful way of life. Relationships are connections between people based on emotions, interactions, and shared experiences. They can be family, friendships, or romantic partnerships. Good relationships are built on trust, communication, and understanding, while nurturing a sense of companionship and support. The transition from the brick and mortar structure to click and order model started with the emergence of information technology and its use in the financial sector. The use of technology in banking has resulted in availability of multiple delivery channels like ATMs, telebanking, internet banking, and mobile banking. In the past 50 years, the amount of water in the open ocean with zero oxygen has gone up more than fourfold. In coastal water bodies, including estuaries and seas, low oxygen sites have increased more than tenfold since 1950. Scientists expect oxygen to continue dropping even outside these zones as Earth warms. Our field teams have come across fish in distress or even eels stranded, and it is simply that the waters got too hot. Often dissolved oxygen concentrations go down as water temperature increases, and animals may seek refuge outside the water, or in fact they may be stranded if the water's evaporating very quickly. The beginning of the 21st century will be remembered, not for military conflicts or political events, but for a whole new age of globalization, a flattening of the world. The explosion of advanced technologies now means that suddenly knowledge pools and resources have connected all over the planet, leveling the playing field as never before.
Some people object that in order for the PTE to modify and still remain a useful instrument to its owner, many changes would have had to take place simultaneously. However, it is not necessary to suppose this if the modifications were extremely slight and gradual. Ministers have rehearsed for the Queen's death for the first time with a secret exercise to prepare for 10 days of national mourning, it has emerged. The run-through, apparently known as Castle Dove, saw cabinet ministers and Whitehall officials discuss D+1 foot, the day after the monarch's death. In the fast-changing world of modern healthcare, the job of a doctor is more and more like the job of a chief executive. The people who run hospitals and physicians' practices don't just need to know medicine. They must also be able to balance budgets, motivate a large and diverse staff, and make difficult marketing and legal decisions. This flu season is a particularly severe one, and it's not over yet. Health officials say flu activity will likely remain elevated for at least several more weeks. But if you already caught the flu, are you in the clear for the rest of the season? If the dream is to turn this palm-fringed corner of Hainan into a tourist trap comparable to Florida's balmy Space Coast, there is still a lot to do. Several idle building sites suggest that some investors have gambled rashly. Signs have been taken down from a patch of scrub that was once earmarked for an amusement center. A rainbow is a colorful arc in the sky formed after rain, caused by sunlight refracting in water droplets. It displays a spectrum of colors, from red to violet, and is admired for its beauty and symbolism. The main difference on this occasion was that the colonists were not just fighting against a king who was determined to use his own prerogative, they were also fighting against a parliament which believed that it and it alone should raise taxes and control revenues, rights which had been won in the previous century. Swimming is a fun and healthy activity where you move through water using your arms and legs. It's an essential life skill for safety around water and a great way to cool off and stay active on hot days.
Audio Jungle.